Hi everybody, my name is Ariana Wyndham and I work at Thrive Mahoning Valley. I got involved back in 2018, I believe. When I first became involved, I was part of the board. So I was with Thrive Mahoning Valley throughout their first strategic planning, and then once again in our second round of strategic planning just about a year and a half ago. So in 2023, I began working as outreach and resource coordinator, and I did some program development and did some capacity building for about a year. And now here we are in our beautiful office space here at Wilson Avenue in Youngstown. And we have been here for just a little over a year. And I love the work that we do here. We focus on creating a more welcoming and equitable Youngstown and Mahoning Valley in general. So we do a lot of advocacy and partnership and collaborations with other community agencies and organizations who are wanting to make the community a better place for everybody, including anybody that may be struggling or excluded from legal processes or formal processes. That's just a little bit of what we do. We kind of want to create a better community where everyone can participate. So part of what I do here at Thrive Mahoning Valley includes the management of our Bikes program, which is a program for any adult in the Mahoning Valley who is facing transportation challenges. So if you don't have a car, or maybe the bus schedule doesn't fit your needs or your schedule, we can hook you up with a bicycle free of charge. You have to be an adult and live here in the Mahoning Valley. We have given out 85 bikes so far since 2023, and we are at about 30 bikes so far this year. So we hope to hit 100 bikes allocated this year, and if you need one, you can apply through our website. You can find our application at www.thrivemv.org. So another part of what I do here at Thrive is what we call Thrive Link, and that is an online resource where you can find all types of community resources and organizations so that you can connect to any information that you might need to receive assistance like welfare or food stamps, or if you want to get your child enrolled in school. Anything that you might need in the community, you will probably find it on our community resource guide. And what I love about it so much is that it's actually bilingual, so you will see the information in English and Spanish. It's very well categorized. It's got 10 categories of different types of resources in the community. And we have it as a PDF on our website where you can see it like in a document, and you can see it as a map where you can kind of zoom in and out of where you are located and see what's around you, and it's really cool.
Tell us about yourself.
So I am from Mexico. I was born in Toluca, Mexico, and I am 34 years old. I have lived here in the Mahoning Valley for the last 25 years or so, and I have 3 kids and 2 dogs. I love to do all kinds of things, but I think I'm most passionate about community organizing.
Have you gone back to Mexico?
No, I haven't gone back to Mexico.
Do you still have family in Mexico?
My family lives in Mexico still. I have lots of cousins and aunts and uncles that live in Mexico, and we kind of keep in touch here and there.
So like on social media, Facebook and stuff, or?
Yeah, on social media, on the phone.
On the phone, okay. I'm interested in the bicycle thing. I imagine people are using the bicycles that go back and forth to work and stuff like that. People without, funds for the bus or whatever. I mean, that's like a big deal, right?
Yeah. So people who don't have cars in the Mahoning Valley face a uh, very specific set of challenges, but it can be really hard for somebody working midnights to kind of fit into the bus schedule. Even though it's free and accessible, maybe they get off work too late, or they go into work way too early, or on the weekends, or whatever the barrier might be there. I think providing people a bike kind of allows them to have more independence in the way they get around and do the things they have to do. And I do hear from a lot of our bike recipients that they use it every day, or they've been using it to go to work, to find employment, to go to the doctor's appointment, to get some groceries, even though you can't do a full grocery trip on a bicycle. You are able to take the bike a few blocks down the street and get whatever you might need for dinner that night or whatever. So it is really empowering to the bike recipients, because it's a way of transportation that they didn't have access to before.
Can we donate a bike that needs work? Do you have somebody that can help fix them, or do they have to be already ready to go?
So part of our program is that we fix those bikes that we are donated. So we've been donated over 100 bikes in the last year or so, and many of them are in need of a lot of repairs, or some that are not usable anymore. We will take whatever we can salvage and put it onto other bikes. So we've got several bikes out there that we kind of call Frankenstein bikes because they have different parts from different eras. So there's a mountain bike out there with vintage bike parts or reflectors and stuff like that. So it's really cool to kind of put together sometimes. But yeah, we do have our bike tech. His name is Austin, and he fixes the bikes for us. Yeah, so when you apply for a bicycle, you will receive a bike, a helmet, and some safety education. We have I print it for you and give it to you when I give you the bike. And so you have that, and it also has a QR code on it that will take you to a national resource for transportation and safety. And then after that, I will email you a whole list of bike safety information, how to ride safely on the road, what kind of things to think about when you're putting your helmet on, things you want to look at on your bike to make sure that it's safe for you to ride.
I guess I was going to ask if anything's changed with this organization as far as what you do in the last couple months.
So in the last few months, our work has not changed very much, and I think that's because we don't really receive any federal funding as of now. That might change later in the future, but so far, things that we have done differently, or maybe just more of, is to make sure that everyone knows their rights. Their constitutional rights. Everyone has them, even if you have an immigrant status that is not legal or you are not documented, you do have constitutional rights. Everybody does under the U.S. Constitution. And that is something that we have been more intentional about sharing that information out to people in the community this past few months. So part of what we did with the Know Your Rights advocacy was to provide the same information and resources to local systems like school systems and other agencies who work directly with families in the community that might be at risk of deportation. So we kind of took a little bit of effort to help prepare people in our community to appropriately respond to ICE in a way that's safe for everybody involved. And I think we did a pretty good job at doing that. We reached a lot of schools and families within the schools. And Yo Motion is a collaboration of cycling community agencies and individuals who are getting together to advocate for a safer infrastructure for bicycles, cycling, so that everybody can be safe on the road. And that includes people in vehicles, people walking, people riding anything on wheels like scooters, bicycles, or anything like that. So our first event is coming up June 29th at the Youngstown Playhouse from 1 to 4 p.m. And it's going to be a community ride, and we're going to have lots of health and wellness resources for everybody. So I hope everybody can come out to that.